Yeah, there is some pretty severe weather around, isn't there? Just looking around the airfield, it might be fun this evening. Might have to go around some of it. Okay, it's done.
Actually, a Boeing 247, is it?
Oh, that will be a Beechcraft on its way to you.
A Beechcraft.
Just pull up
Sorry,
the
I'm just getting used to the press to talk again.
Yeah, press to crash.
Yeah. Don't very rarely have it on, so I need to remember to press the button.
Good evening, good morning, everybody. Voice check, please.
Yes, that's the voice. Good evening.
Hi, Alice.
Hi, Jonathan. Nice to be back. Is it safe to throw my hat in the door, Jim?
Good evening, voice check, please.
Yes, we're hearing you 5 by 5.
Thank you.
I think this is going to be a busy one, something.
Yeah, you need to remember you've gained over 400 members in the last 8 days.
Could be
Equivalent
the
of
busiest
somebody,
ever.
equivalent of you having a party when your parents are away and someone's giving away your address at school.
Yeah, considering we've still got 15 minutes to go and people are already flooding in.
They know where you are.
Go away on holiday for 10 days and Jonathan goes nuts.
Oh, welcome back. We've missed you.
Just saying, Jim, is it all right to throw my hat in the door?
Yeah, no, why not?
Well, how did you find your puck?
I'm using it right now. It's excellent.
It is very good, eh?
Yeah, very pleased with it.
Oh, is this your head tracker thing?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's certainly a lot more robust than the one I used to have years ago. I've just got to learn to keep switching it off, otherwise I'm going to go through batteries like a nobody's business.
Yeah, that's the only problem with it, isn't it?
Yeah. The only other thing is it's great for the smaller aircraft, not so good in the big jets for me, because I've got so many buttons to go straight to different views. So I don't tend not to use it in the big jets. But no, I'm very pleased with it. Very pleased indeed.
Well, that's good. I'm happy now.
Yeah, I think it's always difficult, isn't it, when you recommend something and it's not actually yours, you're buying it from a third party. You know, it's like taking someone to a restaurant, you say it's brilliant, you get there and it's crap.
Yeah, it's a bit of a risk there. But I think there's so many good reviews of that kit, though.
Well, that's what I found. I thought, well, you know, the risk is minimal for $100 US, whatever it was.
And I got it exactly a week after I ordered it, which isn't bad considering it came from the States.
Okay, somebody reminded me in the Discord chat room, we are going to try and observe a 1-minute silence at 8 o'clock because the UK is observing it, so we'll follow along with that. But that's 10 minutes away yet, so don't worry. I'll let everybody know when it is.
Well done.
Copy.
I'll only actually be online for the first half of the flight tonight because it's my eldest daughter's birthday, and so we're off down to the pub for a drink with her, so I'll be flying as far as was it N90? No, NV97, the halfway point.
Yeah.
Evening, guys.
Evening, Lee.
How are we
Good
doing?
evening, me.
Very good, thank you.
John, are we going to observe the 1 minute silence? at
Yes,
8
we are.
o'clock?
I was just saying about that a moment ago.
Fantastic.
Got 10 minutes to go.
Lee, you didn't say how long it took you.
About 8 hours and 5 minutes, Pat. In the big scheme of things, it wasn't too long, and it was absolutely worth it, mate. To be honest.
No, well done.
Yeah, so
Thanks,
for anyone listening in, Lee went and visited London and got in the giant queue and made it through it.
Well
It
done.
was 16 hours yesterday, apparently.
Do you know what, Pat? If I had to, I'd do it all again.
Well, so yeah, some people have done it twice.
There's all sorts of stories of people making brilliant new friends in the queue.
Yeah, it was really good. The atmosphere was fantastic, and people were friendly. There was drinks and food, and there were stops along the way if you wanted to. It was really well done. It was an amazing experience, something I'll never forget.
Makes you proud to think about that. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. See, Britain can be great again. Just need to work a little harder.
There's a lot of people on the tarmac.
Yeah, how can I tell if their names are like other you guys or other players?
Everyone here will be our group.
Yeah, the Asia
So
server.
these other Kodiaks and other planes that I'm seeing here, are these because I have these models and these are just populated, or are these actual you guys?
If you put labels on in the simulator, the ones with names above them are a slot. I know it kind of ruins the immersion if you've got labels everywhere, but it helps to see where everybody is. If you're,
You can take them off if you don't want
yeah,
them.
exactly.
There's that add-on you can get where you can turn them on and off.
There is.
Yep, change
I
them to
see
the
some
red.
guy way off in the distance, but there's no labels above any of these planes on the tarmac.
They'll just be static planes then. Have you got any other planes nearby that have got labels on them?
Yeah, some guy named Dark number 41482, but he's well over the mountain.
Oh, okay.
in some
So you've
other
got nobody
area.
else around you at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, I know I'm early, but I figured I'd load in and just have to.
Well,
hit
no,
the
there's
button and
about-
start the
there's
plane up
about-
whenever he's ready.
There's about 20 or 30 of us here already, all over the place. Are you on the right server?
Yeah, what's the airport identifier we all meeting at?
Let me just check.
Kilo Romeo
RTS.
Tango Sierra.
Yeah, Kilo Romeo Tango Sierra. Reno.
Alright, cool. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm at parking spot number 26 at that airport, and I am on the Southeast Asia server.
Okay. Have you got all players on your flight conditions?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so maybe it's just taking a while for everybody to load in. Because I'm streaming live on YouTube, and yeah, the airfield's full of people.
Have you asked if he's on beta?
That's a good point. Yeah, are you running the beta, or are you on the normal version?
I'm on the normal version.
Oh, okay, so you should be seeing everybody then.
I was just going
Sometimes
to say,
it takes
if
a
you're
while.
running the beta,
Yeah.
I'd see you because I'm running the beta.
What's the beta version?
The early access program for Sim Update 10.
You'll be getting that next week.
Ah, do you know what? I thought that was.
I'm going to try to open up your stream, Jonathan, and see if I can see where we're at.
I thought that was meant to have happened already.
What, Sim
Should
Update
we
10?
take Delay.
off? Or?
Yeah, I'm just circling the airfield. When we get a little bit closer to the time, I'll do my usual talky bit at the start of the flight to introduce anybody new to how this all works. But we'll also do a minute's silence at 8 o'clock British summer time, which is in 6 minutes' time.
So I should get all my yapping in right now.
Yeah. is there a way in Discord that I can actually silence the channel?
I was going to say, can you mute the whole
That's
channel?
the safest bet.
I don't think I can.
If everyone just presses escape, it'll put them into the main menu and cut all sound.
We can put our mutes on our mics, yeah?
Yeah, all I'm worried about is people coming in, but I guess this is the risk we'll have to take. No system's perfect. If someone arrives in that minute, they'll say, "Hi, everyone."
That's fine. I'm going to step away anyway, so.
What you could do is you could create a muted channel and just push everyone down to it for the minute, so anyone arriving goes into events and everyone who's there on time.
The
is
only
in the
way to
muted
do
channel.
that, though, would be to drag everybody one by one, and there's about 40 of us.
Oh, there's no group drag. Okay,
No.
didn't know that.
Well, unless everybody goes to another channel now.
No, it's fine. We'll just deal with it. And if anyone does say hi, we'll just say we're having a minute's silence.
We'll just ignore them.
Never forget, at the airport, on Remembrance.
Yeah, we
Sunday,
can all apologise.
Sorry, I thought I was talking.
Big Pig, you got a partner yet?
Hi, Roy. Waiting for somebody to come back.
Hi,
You do a
Roy.
screwball, can't we, people?
Oh, good evening, Jonathan. Thanks for the tip.
Roy, is a 3-ball okay, if need be?
Oh yeah, if the worst comes to the worst, yeah, I'll walk it.
Okay, so I'll do my talky bit now, just to get in before we do the silence. So welcome to Virtual Flight Online for another weekly group flight, our 115th, can you believe that? We are flying from Reno via several airports down to Yosemite, and if you've never done one of these before, we tend to fly along about 120 knots. It's touch and goes at all airports apart from the middle airport, which is NV 97 I think it is tonight, where we'll do a full stop for 10 minutes. I'm actually stopping at the halfway point tonight because I'm going out, but we'll all be online until then. The only request we have is if you're talking on the voice channel, keep the conversations family friendly. That's the only real rule. And
Especially as you're streaming.
oh yes, I have to mention that this is being live streamed as well. So if you want to tell a controversial story about somebody that might get you done for slander, please don't. Other than that, yeah, just have fun. Try to stay with the group and not go shooting off 50 miles ahead, because then that's not really a group flight. Yeah, other than that, no real rules as such. You know, we're
Start
not.
runway.
Sorry?
Start runway.
Let's have a look at the wind on a little nav map. So the wind is coming from the south, 14 knots apparently. So it would make sense to go for runway 14, which is a long taxi up the airfield for a lot of you. To where, if you've got labels on, I'm not sure how you pronounce. Oh no, they've disappeared. Whoever it was that was up there has logged out.
A lot of us can probably take off from the halfway point where we're parked anyway. It's a long runway.
I'll keep an eye on the clock and let everybody know when the silence is going to happen, which will be a couple of minutes now. I didn't actually know that the silence was happening this evening, so thank you for alerting me to it. I should just say before we go into the silence, if you don't want to run with live weather, because it does look quite spectacular en route this evening, you don't have to. It's not, you know, we're completely relaxed about these flights. We don't force rules or anything on anybody. You fly in the way that you're most comfortable.
I was just wondering if there would be an add-on for burning ban since we're in the area, and I do see one on FlightSim.2.
I'll answer in a moment. We're starting the silence now for 1 minute. Okay, that's 1 minute up. Everybody in the air.
Well done, guys.
Yeah, well done, everybody. Thank you for that.
That was tough.
So yeah, everybody in the air. Let's have a look at the route then. So the first leg is going to be 154 degrees down to Carson. And the distance, 29 nautical miles. So I'm going to turn around to 154. And set my speed for 120. Pretty good tactic if you do get ahead of the group at the next, when you get to the next airfield, just fly circuits when you get there, and then you get to actually watch everybody coming in and landing, and it's usually pretty spectacular. Especially, something else, if everybody makes sure they turn on all your lights on your aeroplanes, because then everyone else can see your lights off in the distance blinking. Quite spectacular to see the whole stream of aircraft coming in.
I started to say earlier on, there's a Remembrance Sunday at the airport where they used to do 2-minute silence, and it was broken by one of the porters going across with a squeaky trolley. Everybody was just standing still, including all the foreigners. And this guy went across with his trolley, squeak, 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 and he didn't realise what was going on.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that was me. That's really embarrassing, isn't it, when you find out afterwards about something like that?
Hey, Jonathan, this is Lord in Alabama. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Hey, yeah. I don't talk much on Sunday afternoon, but I enjoy these flights. Hey, these guys are part of the airlines. Can we count this today?
Yes, you can. There is an actual group flight. Unfortunately, unless you start ACARS when you're on the ground, you won't be able to start it, if that makes sense. So what a trick you can use is if you do quickly get your aeroplane on the ground and get the parking brake on, you can then start ACARS. If you want to find the flight for it, in the tours, there is a Group Flights 2022 tour. And all of the group flights are in there. You need to look for leg VF115.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I've seen those. I'm Xbox. 8 cars doesn't work.
Ah, okay, yeah. So you can do the PyRep afterwards. I heard from the developers at VA Base today. They apparently have fixed the issue where the manual PyReps were not triggering the legs. So that should be fixed now.
Yay.
They need to do something about the taxiways at this airport. There's grass growing up on the yellow line.
Need to go and buy a lawnmower. Or some weed killer.
Weed killer, I think.
That's a good point, actually. How do they manage that at the big airfields? Are they just running around cutting it all the time?
Well, the grass gets cut regularly. But, they spray all sorts of chemicals on the taxiways and runway.
So we're about to go past Reno Tahoe International over on the left. If anybody's over there on the Southeast Asia server, they're probably wondering what on earth's going on. A stream of 40 aeroplanes are going to come filing past. Yeah, I went to Reno many years ago. Went to visit my cousin in San Francisco, and we went to Reno for the night. And it was, as you'd imagine, like a mini version of Vegas in the night. And then you wake up in the morning and look out across the rooftops, and it's like this post-industrial apocalypse.
What, once all the lights are off?
Yeah, once the daylight comes up and the lights are off, it's just grey, falling down buildings and.
A little bit like Blackpool.
Yeah. In the dark, you don't see quite how bad a situation it's all in.
I could kiss goodbye to my taxi over speed rating.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
I'm just trying to get to the runway, and it still looks like I'm going to be the last one up in the air. I didn't have all players set, so I had to refigure that. Now I see everybody.
Brilliant. Hey, there's nothing wrong with...
I think I had all live players, not the middle set.
Yeah, I guess the only issue you've got now if you're using ACARS is if you go new slew to catch up, you'll get nailed for it.
Well, I don't even know how to slew yet, so I'm good.
Just
I see heli pilot right in front of me. I'm going to follow him.
Just get in a fast aeroplane and, yeah, gun it.
Does it penalize you for sim rate as well?
I don't know. I've not tried it. Yeah, I need to have a talk with the developers and say, can I have a list of all of the things that actually score it? Because I've had 100%. Sorry,
I'm doing it. I'm driving across the ground. I don't need this much runway.
Yeah, I've had all green ticks on my flight report before, but still not got 100%, and I'm not entirely sure how. So I need to ask them what the other factors are.
Would it be landing, your landing rate?
No, it was fine.
Oh.
Yeah, it can't be landing rate.
I got 100% on one flight, and I don't really think I deserved it, but you know, I'll take it.
Neither did we, Ellis.
Ooh! Yeah, I did wonder if there was going to be more pushback this morning when I switched on the limits on the tours. But I'm quite thankful we only had a couple of grumbles, so it was fine. It was actually brand new functionality that we asked them to build into the back end of the system, and they did it, and we switched it on for the first time this morning. It's just like endless suburbia around the edge of Reno, isn't it?
And that's what it's really like.
Like Las Vegas, similar to Las Vegas.
Yeah. Rows and rows of bungalows. Or single-story homes, I should say.
There's thousands of normal-sized homes in Vegas, that's for sure.
You're still very faint, Jim.
that any better?
No.
Oh, I've just seen some pylons. Not that I'm telling anybody in particular.
Nah, he ain't here.
Is that an inside joke?
Oh, there very early in the history of Virtual Flight, when we were just doing the group flights, several flights in a row, my dad, who you just heard on the channel, in the middle of flying along, he would suddenly announce to everybody either I've hit a house or I've hit a pylon, because he would be flying treetop height for the entire route, which is obviously quite dangerous. And it just became a running joke when, you know, he would hit a house or a pylon every other flight.
Oh, several times a flight.
Yeah.
Volume check.
Yes, that's a bit better, Jim.
Yeah, that Y key is ever so good.
Except you now get the score taken away from you for it.
Oh, that's only if I'm flying on
on ACARS.
using ACARS.
I mean, to be honest, you shouldn't really be using ACARS with general aviation planes, but it's good fun to record the hours, isn't it?
On about ACARS, I don't know why Keith bothers trying to use ACARS. Patrick, what do you think?
Well, he's done 5 flights, I think, recently.
Blimey.
Well, he's actually flown them all, you know, right through. Right direction.
I don't know about that. I've approved 5 PIREPs of his recently, or this month.
I think if he's allowed to do his own thing, he's fine, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he wouldn't be any good on this one because there's so many things that.
Yeah.
One thing that it should have is, did you fly the right route? No. Deduct 50 points or whatever.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
Go. Do not collect £200.
You don't lose points though for doing a go around to have another go at it. As long as you didn't touch the ground the first time.
Actually, that would be a good thing, wouldn't it? To have in an ACARS client would be a minimum fuel you can land with.
Oh no.
Excellent.
Because that would be more like the real world then, that if you're below a certain percentage of your fuel load at landing, you're in trouble.
You fly on EasyJet and you'll find that that's the case.
Yeah.
On their site.
Roy, what ACARS version do they use?
Oh, I wouldn't know. I've never looked. It just always works for me, so I honestly can't tell you.
It might be custom made for them.
On the jetliner, you should land without being at a certain maximum fuel level also. Otherwise it would be too heavy.
Yeah.
End up flying circuits, burning fuel.
Or jet is on. So good for the planet.
Please, gentlemen, I just have trouble getting the aircraft in the air, let alone anything else.
I've had half a bottle of wine. You got nothing to worry about.
No drinking and driving.
Oh my word.
Yeah, but I ain't driving, am I?
Where's the other half?
It's still in the bottle. Nobody wanted it. There's no bottle of Prosecco. That cheap tap. Remember that, Jonathan? Remember that cheap bottle? This was the other bottle. We bought 2 of them.
So I just look behind me in the sky. It's like this cloud of name tags. I'm not even going to start counting. It's a lot.
They're all coming for you.
I ain't bothered putting a ring in. I'm just following all the names.
Yeah, I've got the route, but I'm only going as far as halfway, remember, so you can only follow me that far, then someone else will have to take the lead.
Then we can follow you to the pub.
Very slowly.
I don't have name tags on. It's very impressive looking back at the lights.
That's a good point, actually. What I'll do is, I'm just going to pause very quickly. General, because I was a little way ahead, it shouldn't hurt it. Traffic, off. Apply, go back, resume. Right. And then change my time of day.
I like manual sliveries. I'm in the Bonanza today, all painted up nicely in VirtualFlight.Online.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Quite good at doing it, isn't he now?
Oh, that was something. Matt was at Iwill this after today, Patrick. All right.
Oh, was he?
He's been on a cruise that he got a freebie because he sold so many tickets on them, you know.
Okay.
A lot of ground cloud coming up.
Oh, there's a nice bridge over a gorge.
Right, I'm going to circle the airfield at the airfield we're just coming up to, so we're just approaching Carson. I'm going to circle it to watch people coming in.
Jim, do you use a headset?
Yes.
I'm going to circle this one too, since I'm so far behind. I'll land at the next one.
Yeah, that's fine.
You don't have to touch and go if you don't want to. Just fly over the top.
I just like watching people coming in on approach. I think it's fascinating.
I need all the practice I can get.
The thing that always amazes me is everybody tends to self-organize into an orderly queue. It always amazes me.
Oh, I had a pause.
Everybody was watching Matt because he was flying on that sim while he was at the bed, and I put him off. He was approaching the airport, sorting out the ATC, you know, with whoever it was, and he hadn't descended. I put him totally off, nattering to him, and he was still at 30,000 feet. He's supposed to be landing.
Was Rory there?
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to be there, but he was, and Jeff.
Oh, I thought Jeff was away.
He got home yesterday, I think it was.
Oh, okay. This is a very nice approach.
If you set your time in the simulator to late afternoon, the sunlight around here is amazing.
I got fog. Is anybody else?
A little bit.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Very misty.
Further head down the route, it looks thick.
What's a runway in use? Is it a 9 or a runway 27?
Everybody's going 09.
9 it is.
The only problem with mist in the simulator is it tends to hammer the graphics card, doesn't it?
Time for a humble brag.
It'll be interesting to see how much the DLSS thing, improves performance.
I wasn't impressed by the YouTube videos people are putting up, but you never know till you get it and try it.
Yeah. Because it is a sleight of hand trick, isn't it? It's just lower the resolution and then upscale it back up through hardware. Okay,
Are you
so
flying, Lee? Are you even there, Lee?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I'm just on finals.
Did I just fly through Emmanuel?
Oh, through me.
It was a bump and go. Huh?
okay, so next
I
leg
finished
after
the pack.
next leg after casting,
I
170
was coming
degrees.
in. I was coming in rather hot. Didn't slow down.
So yeah, 170 degrees, 28 miles down to Alpine County. So into the mist in the valley in the distance. There's a Spitfire coming past me.
Wow.
Just turn back. I don't think I've ever seen so many lights.
I'm going to open the engine up.
Hey, Jonathan,
Yes.
I got to tell you, it was really difficult not to speed up my simulator on that second leg of the Italy tour on that Cessna 152. I forgot how long it takes to fly 164 miles at about 90 miles an hour. Slow.
And no autopilot. Yeah, I ought to put some notes in those legs saying, yeah, get ready, go and have something to eat, go and have a drink.
And
Yeah,
possibly
being
an
in the
empty
bottle
bottle.
was tough.
Ex-military.
Yeah.
Being in the bottle.
Yeah. The interesting thing is, and we kind of haven't shouted too much about it, ACARS doesn't care what you fly, but it will record what you flew in the logbook. So it's on you to be truthful, if that makes sense.
I still hold the record for landing.
What was your record?
1,000.
Oh, you mean the maximum landing rate?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
best one of the lot.
So-
It's the most honest.
There's a Nevada Indian reservation we're just crossing over beneath NZ and Speed Pig and Curious and United Ant, Lima. I was like, what is that stuff? It looks like a jail down there, but it's an Indian reservation in Nevada.
Jason just tried to piggyback me.
Sure.
Right, let's slow down a bit. Got a stream of lights in the fog in front of me.
I can't get over the detail on the ground.
It's
Like
ridiculous.
all these
isn't it?
houses, all the roads.
I bought the Edgeley Optica surveillance plane from the Got Friends version of it earlier this week. That plane, for flying along places like this, you can look straight down the edge of the cockpit at the ground, like as if you're in a helicopter. It's fantastic for sightseeing, and that just reminded me of it with you saying about this, with looking at the ground as we're flying along.
these mountains.
I like the little dog.
So what were you saying, sorry, Jim, about the mountains?
I went over these mountains in a hot air balloon. And when we landed, it was in somebody's front garden, and they weren't very impressed.
Oh dear. I'm about to pass over an airstrip. I'm just going to have a quick look and see where it is. It's Minden, Tahoe.
Nothing here, is it?
No, it's just like a big floodplain, isn't it? I guess it's glacier floodplain, is it? I'm not sure how it works around here.
I guess it would be with mountains.
It's very flat.
Yeah. I imagine.
I've got a rainbow.
I imagine a few thousand years ago the water was all down this side of the valley as well.
I wouldn't say there's much water there, looking at the irrigation fields.
Well, no, but I mean, you know, in 1,000 years ago, this was probably all water.
A million years ago.
Being so flat suggests it was water rather than glacier. Glaciers do tend to have slopes on them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like those huge valleys up in Iceland and Norway and Finland. They're bizarre looking, aren't they?
We are in a huge valley, so it could have been a very wide glacier.
Yeah, a lot of mud that settled flat.
That's why you very often get very fertile plains between mountains. It's the moraine that gets deposited.
Switch the sunlight to morning, see what it looks like. Oops, too much.
I'm heading into dust rain.
I assume Alpine County ahead of us is a landing place, is it? Or a touchdown, I should say.
Yes, Alpine County is touch and go. And Desert Creek is the halfway point this evening, where we'll do a full stop for a few minutes. So yeah, after experimenting with ACARS a little bit this week, come to the conclusion that the procedure in the aircraft really isn't that important. The important thing is when the engine is on, the beacon light is on, and the beacon light is on, you know, before the engine. Also, if you forget to start ACARS when you start a flight, all you need is the plane on the parking brake, and then you can start your flight in ACARS. But just make sure when you do that the beacon light is on.
And then watch your speed.
Taxi speed.
I did a 6-hour flight today and forgot to start ACARS. Very annoying.
Yeah.
Well, I actually did 2 6-hour flights, but it was the second one I forgot to start it.
I need some more suggestions for the interesting approaches, or rather dangerous approaches tour. We've got LaGuardia, the expressway approach in New York. We've got some of the ones in the Alps for the big jets.
I know about that crazy one in Bhutan.
Yeah.
Oh, Lukla.
Yeah, we could put Lukla in there.
Maro.
I think Maro's already in there.
Down here.
I know people might have to get the scenery for it, but kite tack is a good one, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's free scenery on flights in Buck 2.
So Ellis, what were you going to say?
Sound, John.
Yeah.
Milford Sound.
Milford Sound. Oh yes, of course, yes.
That's a real killer.
What's the one on the? Is it St Martin's Bay, where it's like a little strip in the trees?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I avoid that one.
That's why it's going on the list.
So you're right.
I think that was my first flight with you guys.
Yeah, it's really dangerous, and you have to follow the contour of the land on the way in.
Ellis, tried to sort us out that night, see who was the real pilots.
I know somebody. I wasn't on the flight a little while ago. There was a flight in Papua New Guinea, and there's some dangerous airfields there as well, aren't there?
Like all of them.
Yes, there are.
All of
Don't
them.
blame me. I wasn't in the group then. It wasn't my fault, mate. I don't know how Jonathan found it. It was all his fault. I know nothing about it.
Where's the airport where it's right on top of a mountain? Or just a real narrow strip on the mountain?
That was in France.
Courchevel.
No, there's another one. I know the one you're on about. I'll look it up later. It's by oh crikey, it's by Mont Blanc somewhere, about south of it, I think.
Sorry, I was off for 2 minutes. Which airfield are you looking at? Close to Mont Blanc?
There's an airstrip that's on top of a steep hill. I think it's southwest of Mont Blanc somewhere.
Oh, like it's a grass strip, right?
Possibly. It's right on top of a very steep hill.
Yeah, a very small one.
Yeah,
no, it's not
yeah.
It's just an airfield. It's just a strip. There
Yeah,
is
it's
no
a
airfield
mown
below.
strip
Yeah.
of grass.
Is it the one by any chance that ends Croix de Cour?
I can't remember.
That name sounds familiar.
There's a really fantastic one that's stupidly dangerous around the corner from Alpe d'Huez called Valois Bonne Nuit, and you can only approach from one direction, and if you don't get the approach right, you're putting it in a hillside.
You say Bonne Nuit?
Yeah.
What about there's one, I'm not sure if it's not Innsbruck, where you have to turn in a valley to come in on the proper approach, and you've got mountains both sides of you.
Oh, that might be Paro you're thinking of.
No, it's quite a pretty airport, I suppose you could call it. A lot of scenery.
You're on about Sion, maybe.
It might be Sion, but you fly over the airport and do a U-turn to, pick up the approach.
It might be Innsbruck.
Yeah, it could be. Because if you go a bit further down the valley at Innsbruck, there is room to turn.
The one I'm on about is tight because I've hit the mountain.
Oh my word! All of these.
Chaps. Yes, it is Innsbruck.
There's somebody in the F-15 that's bombing by me doing about 1,000 miles an hour.
I wonder. So yeah, Joe's just confirmed it's Innsbruck. Somebody just went into the ground. A huge pile of dust came up.
Is Mega Xenon on the beta server with us? They've been flying the same route as us.
They might
Yeah,
not be
I'm
on
playing
the
the same route on the beta.
I have somebody with me, yay! Can't wait till next week when we all fly together.
Oh, my sim has just paused. Hopefully it doesn't crash the desktop.
Yeah, I just had to try it, and for VR it's 10 times better.
Ooh, thanks for this information.
Oh, no, my
Promising.
sim has crashed the desktop. Wonderful.
Oh no.
That's mine.
We don't like that.
Out comes the Y button, Jonathan. It happened to me too.
Oh, well, there goes the ACARS file for tonight. Oh, I think we're heading off out actually, so I won't be making it to the airfield. So I'm going to call it a night here, and have a good flight, everybody.
Good night, John.
Take care.
Good night, John. Good evening.
Bye.
Yeah, buddy.
Have a good time.
I won't. I haven't got any work tomorrow. It's a bank holiday.
Enjoy, Jonathan. Happy birthday to your daughter.
Thank you very much. I'll pass that on to her. Thank you.
I'll have a pint of lager, John. Cheers, mate.
See you soon, everybody.
Bye.
Yeah.